And welcome back to Scratch Your Farm Models. So today's on Model Farm Week 32, Season 1. So you might be wondering why we're starting up here. That's purely because we're making a couple of changes just because of collabs and stuff that's going to be happening later towards Christmas and just general other stuff, because we are doing quite a combination for some specials and stuff. So we're just changing the names up a bit to make it easier. So Mick, no longer is Mick, he's now Sean, and basically this is just his yard, same as before, does firewood processing. And then what was Matt is now Mike, and obviously he owns the main farm and the contracting yard. So that's that out of the way, so let's get into it. And in the main yard we've got the Claas Arian 420 on the Cedar. We were just going to park the Claas up for the rest of the season now, but basically because it's such a nice drilling setup, we've dragged it out, and also purely because we normally used to use the old Fendt that we used to have for drilling, and then we used the 3450, 3450 even sometimes, but that's on the hedge cutter a lot, so we thought we'll get the Claas out, it will work well on the drill. So that's just going off. Lewis is driving that, just going off to a drilling contract. Got the McHale straw chopper, all the bales. A load of straw, we've sold about 60 bales of that, so that'll be going soon. Not all of it, but a good bit. And then in here we've washed off the scraper. As you can see, the blades have been flipped around, well the sides have been flipped around, it's been power washed off. And we've got the Ford and the scraper in the front and everything in the shed there. We've got everyone parked up here, we've got the log splitter, we've got the silage shear and all the fert and seed. And then the workshop, we've got a Hitachi EX30, it's a Chinese style digger, and Richard is just doing some welding on the blade there. Sean actually had his eye on this, just he thought, oh actually he could do with the digger, because he's always hiring one in, but it might be a little big and someone else might buy it before, but we'll see how it goes. He's also got his eye on another smaller Yanmar, so it all depends how things go, but he definitely wants to get one. So over here everything's ready for cattle to come in. We're trying to keep them out as long as possible because the top fields aren't actually that wet at the moment, so they're going to stay there while they can. And we've got the Kubota in there, and then we've got everything lined up there. And we've got the Claas Crop Tiger, the baler, forager and all the attachments, a bit of fencing there, so we've had a bit of a rearrange. The baler's now in there, the mowers are pulled over to the side, the topper's there, quad's there, the gator and the big muskies in there. Then we got the Claas Scorpion telehandler. The John Deere telehandler has been sold now, and we bought the Claas. So instead of getting the upgraded quad, we finally did a deal with the dealership just to take that money off of it, otherwise it wouldn't have been viable for us. And then we got all the attachments, but the bucket of the John Deere is missing, obviously because it went with it. All the other attachments are staying there. Got the bale set, this bale dump, plough. This is all set up for sheep. We're still waiting on a couple of gates to get delivered, and we got all that ready to set this up for the lambing side there, and all the ewes can go in there. And then we've got the Connor mat spreader, the bale tray, the Primex tanker, we've got an IBC container and the pallets. So we've got the water lines hooked up now, but we still need to put the taps in, so you'll be seeing that soon. The roller's out there. We've had some horses grazing this field down recently. And then we've got the sheep out in this field here, and then the cows out here. We've got the track coming along, and then we've got the Case Maxim with the cultivator, and then we just got Ian driving that, going off to do a contract. So the Case hasn't seen that much work recently, apart from a load of work, so there's a bit of a change for the Case, and this field's come back really well. We might be grazing this off again soon. This field will be putting cows out, so we're going to try and keep the cows out for another week. We're going to bring them down to this big field for their last week. Forklifts in there, we've got Noah's Land Rover, the cement mixer, chipper and the roller. We've pretty much said we're going to sell the roller now because it doesn't see any work. We've got Jack's Land Rover, then we've got Connor and Noah just strapping down JCB 6-ton dumper on the Red Rock low loader, and then we've got the John Deere 6820 just towing that. And we've got Connor's Land Rover over there, and then we've got the Yanmar there and the JCB0860, the Sunny's out with Jack on a job, so that's where the Sunny is. And then we've got all the attachments in there, and the old tracks put down there, they'll be going soon, but we're going to have to sort out all these attachments because we've got a lot and we need a better place to keep them all. Got the pigs in there getting on well, and this trailer still. This hedging in this field, we're probably going to cut this in the spring to give it a bit more chance to harden up through the winter. And in the storage yard, the the Wiedemann load is still there, and the silage bale wrapper is obviously not in the main yard, it's been moved down there. We've got the weight of the Arion still and a couple of pallets of chain harrows, and the gate was just open because we've just moved that in. And then we've got Mike just going across the field, the John Deere 3650 with the spearhead hedge cutter just to go hedge cutting around this field. Up at Mick's yard, quite a lot's going on. He's finally got himself a trailer to go behind his Jeep, which he's quite pleased with. And then he's got a load of timber delivered to do a bit more fencing. And then he's got the dumper and all the crates of firewood, the processor and the pallet lift. Got the skid steer attachments, load of pallets, the trailer for the Massey, the case even, that he's going to try and make a tailgate up for soon. All this would be going soon, he's got a big orders, so he's going to cut that all up. So over here with these big logs, he wants to clear this field out a bit more so we can possibly start grazing it off. So he's got Aaron helping him today, they've just stopped for a bit of a break. They've got the Husqvarna 560 saw down there, and then Aaron's been driving the skid steer with the crate ready to put the split wood in, and they've got the log splitter on the back of the case, just doing a bit of firewood there. They've got the rounds and then the split ones. The chickens are over there, and there's a few more chickens in the yard. Much it, I hope you enjoyed, so please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and see you again soon.